The rapid growth of the TA2 muscle car category over the last few seasons has seen the series develop regionally with a northern, southern and now western series in addition to the 6-round national competition. A 2-round TA2 King of the West title recently in Western Australia saw back-to-back race weekends at Wanneroo Raceway Perth and the Collie Motorplex about 200 k's south of the WA capital. East Coast competitors Peter Robinson, Mark Crutcher and Rob Leonard made the long haul across the Nullarbor to join the locals, with Rob and Jill Leonard's Access line marking equipment taking up naming rights for the 2-round title.
Look, it's the best category in Australia and Pete throws everything in it. It's a not-for-profit operation for him, so any support we can give Pete and Mo, we're glad to do.
Locals joining the TA2 field included well-known sprint car star Jason Pride, father and son dairy farmers Brock and Brad Bowley, experienced international racer Brett Nile, Clint Rayner, Ron Moller, Greg Freeman and Camaro driver Glenn Melling.
Fantastic that they could get over here and support us, and I think put on a pretty good show for limited number of cars we ended up with, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Normally, yeah, we obviously a big change to the sprint car, but it's, Collie's it's a good track, and if it dries up and we can get on the slicks, we'll be keen to show everyone how it's done.
In qualifying and on a wet track, Clint Rayner in the superb orange Camaro won the pole shot 0.3 of a second faster than Brett Nile, with Peter Robinson third in the Dodge Challenger. Off the race start, however, Rayner's glory was short-lived after coming together with Brock Bowley early in the race, causing a safety car. At the restart, Brett Nile bolted early, copping a 5-second post-race penalty. Jason Pride, the only front-runner to stay on wets, made the move on Nile for the lead into turn 1. However, as the track dried out, he faded later in the race, but was in a great 3-way dice with Brad Bowley taking the win in the Camaro after Nile's penalty was applied. Race 2 and Brock Bowley scored the win from the back of the grid to pass Brett Nile and Jason Pride, with Peter Robinson and Clint Rayner rounding out the top 5. But in the final race, Jason Pride took the win from Brett Nile and Peter Robinson after Brock Bowley didn't finish.
Just coming down the main straight, tried to select third and it wasn't there, unfortunately. So a bit of an up and down day. Like you said, we got the win in race 2, but yeah, race 1 and race 3 didn't go our way. So we'll lick our wounds. We're back at Collie. We'll see how we go.
So, after 3 races at Wanneroo, round 1 of the Access line marking equipment TA2 King of the West bout went to Pride from Brett Nile and Brad Bowley.
Yeah, we're happy. We think we got pretty unlucky with the safety car in the first 2. We probably should have won them if things went our way, but that's racing. So we made it count for the last time, and we're pretty stoked.
Overall, I guess I'm reasonably happy. I was a bit disappointed with the first race. Finished the line first, but I got a penalty, unfortunately. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, and managed to get the car tuned up over the weekend.
We had a reasonably good start, but we had a bit of team trouble with it. Brock crashing out, a few dramas, but it's great to have a bloody all the TATs here in WA. It's great.
Round 2 of the TA2 King of the West title moved to Collie Motorplex, built around an old coal mine west of Bunbury. 2 new names joined the field this weekend. Mark Watkins in the ex-Nathan Hearn Dodge Challenger, now owned by Peter George, the TA2 category representative in Perth, and Mark Cates, taking delivery of former TA2 champ Russell Wright's Mustang only days before.
Totally different kettle of fish. Different, very different. It's the power, the handling, the noise. It's a race car.
Oh, look, there's no doubt. It's been a very educational day. I'm having a fat time.
Qualifying was wet again. Access line marking equipment's Rob Leonard had a spin at turn 1, with Brett Nile taking pole by 1/10 of a second from Jason Pride and Brock Bowley. Race 1 and Dodge Challenger driver Peter Robinson rolled the dice and was the only one who gambled with slicks on a drying track, while Mark Crutcher made it up to second before spinning. Perth's Ron Moller was another victim of the wet track, spinning twice, while Peter Robinson closed on Jason Pride for third before Pride spun on the final corner. Nile went on to win from a fast finishing Robinson and Ron Moller's Camaro in third. Race 2 was another 12-lapper, and after a strong result in the first, Peter Robinson and Jason Pride came together at turn 1 off the start, with Pride into the back of the Dodge in the greasy conditions, while Moller, Crutcher and Brock Bowley all ran hard nose to tail, with Bowley getting by Crutcher for third on lap 5. Mark Watkins was up to P5 from the rear of the grid, while Moller made the move stick on Nile for the lead at the final corner to take the win from Nile, Bowley and Crutcher. Late afternoon and down to the final race, and the Access line marking equipment King of the West title was a four-way stoush between Nile, Pride, Robinson and Crutcher. TA2 muscle car founder Peter Robinson was on a charge in the Dodge, moving from 7th to 4th on the greasy track and closing on Mark Crutcher's Mustang, while Mark Watkins was also having a strong run in the former Nathan Hearn Dodge. While Brock Bowley, Ron Moller and Mark Crutcher claimed the top 3 spots in the final race, in the overall King of the West point score combining both the Wanneroo and Collie events, Camaro driver Brett Nile claimed the title by 6 points from Jason Pride and Peter Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely. Stoked to get the first today. Bit of consistency, a bit of issues over the last 2 weekends, but put it all together over the 2 races.
Yeah, we're pretty happy to end up with second overall. We definitely wanted to be in the top 3 when we heard about this series coming here, so it was good to do it, and had a ball. So we're keen to get back into it next year.
Weather to contend with, off and on rain showers today. We didn't know whether to go out on dries or wets, but everybody here gave it a good hard crack, and there was very little car contact, practically nothing, and the guys over here are very, very hard to beat, very, very hard.
Given the expansion of the TA2 muscle car series into Western Australia, plans are already underway for the Access line marking equipment TA2 King of the West rematch next year. For more information, check out the TA2 website.